Welcome to this lecture on the motion of system of particles and rigid body. We'll take up in this lecture two theorems. We have the theorem of perpendicular axis and theorem of parallel axis. So let's take them one by one. We take up first the theorem of perpendicular axis. तो हम जाहिर बात है एक रोटेशनल मोशन को रेफर कर रहे हैं जहां पर एक ऑब्जेक्ट है जिसका मास है कैपिटल M. दैट ऑब्जेक्ट इज सेट इनटू रोटेशन. जैसे इस ऑब्जेक्ट को आप रोटेशन में सेट करते हैं, आई कैन इमेजिन a Cartesian plane like this. This Cartesian plane has an x-axis, it has a y-axis, it has a z-axis. So you can imagine like this कि ये एक है x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. अब जो ये ऑब्जेक्ट है, इस ऑब्जेक्ट को हम इमेजिन कर सकते हैं जिसका मास m है कि it is occupying a certain volume, और वो वॉल्यूम एक ऐसे स्पेस में है जहां पर हमारे पास है x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. तो इस मास को जो इस स्पेस में और इसको वॉल्यूम को ऑक्यूपाई करता है, मैं रोटेशन में सेट कर सकता हूं, फिक्सिंग दिस एज द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. सो आई कैन सेट द मास इनटू रोटेशन लाइक दिस. नाउ फिक्सिंग दिस एज द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन, आई कैन सेट दिस मास इनटू रोटेशन लाइक दिस. So now this is the x-axis acting as the axis of rotation. This is y-axis acting as the axis of rotation. तो इस मास को हम ऐसे भी रोटेट कर सकते हैं with respect to this axis, that is that z-axis is the axis of rotation. अब जो हम पहले ही कह चुके हैं कि the moment of inertia of a rigid body is dependent on the choice of axis of rotation. उस लिहाज से अगर इन तीन एक्सिस के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग हमारे पास तीन मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शियाज हुए, वन ऑफ द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इज डिनोटेड बाय आई एक्स, द अदर इज डिनोटेड बाय आई वाई एंड द अदर इज डिनोटेड बाय आई जेड. नाउ इमेजिन कि मेरे पास एक पार्टिकल है इस पॉइंट P पर whose mass is m, और ये इस पार्टिकल की पोजीशन है. दैट इफ आई ड्रॉ ए परपेंडिकुलर फ्रॉम पॉइंट P ऑन द x axis, this distance I call as y. If I draw a perpendicular from P on y-axis, this distance is x. और you will also imagine कि अगर मैं इसको यहाँ पर एक distance r दे दूँ, then this becomes a distance which will be related to x and y like this. So if I see that this is r square, so r square is equal to x square plus y square, which is nothing. It is simply the Pythagoras theorem जो हमने x, y और r पर अप्लाई की है. अब इस पार्टिकल का जो मास हम ले रहे हैं, इट्स मास इज कि हम एज ए इसको एक छोटा एलिमेंट्री मास m अगर मानते हैं, देयर आर मेनी सच पार्टिकल्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन दिस बॉडी, और एवरी पार्टिकल यू थिंक ऑफ हैज a certain value of y, it has a certain value of x. जैसे ये एक और पार्टिकल है, it has this value of y, it has this value of x, यहां से लेके यहां तक x है. This is also another mass. Similarly, you can imagine many more points जो मास m रखते हैं और उनके जो वैल्यूज हैं x और y की वो बदलती रहती हैं. Now, if I write this relation, इस relation में मैं ऐसा करता हूं that let me multiply both sides of the relation by m. m is mass of the particle, so I have mr square equal to mx square plus my square. ये काम मैं सिर्फ एक पार्टिकल के नहीं करता हूं. I do this job of writing first for the first particle r1 square is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. So this is for the first particle, r1 square is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. For the second particle, r2 square is equal to x2 square plus y2 square. Then r3 square is equal to x3 square plus y3 square, and go on. You have a large number of such particles. अब इस रिलेशन में मैं अगर ऐसा कहूं कि I add up by multiplying here with m, so this becomes m r1 square is equal to mx1 square plus my1 square, mr2 square is equal to mx2 square plus my2 square. अगर मैं ये सब इक्वेशंस को आपस में ऐड करूं, it amounts to a summation. What will be that? You will see that on this side you will have summation of m r square, where r will take the values from 1 to n. Then there will be a summation of m x square or xi square, where I will take the values from 1 to n. Then on this there will be the third term, summation of m y square, where I will take the values from 1 to n. Now as far as the summation of these quantities is concerned, तो मैं इसको यहां रिप्रेजेंट करता हूं that if I take this sum of various quantities, I have summation of ri square equal to, even if it was कि अगर मैं इस इक्वेशन को m1 से मल्टीप्लाई करूं, इसको मैं m2 से मल्टीप्लाई करूं, इसको m3 से मल्टीप्लाई करूं, that ultimately will not make a difference here, क्योंकि जब हम mi ri square का समेशन लेते हैं, it will have the same meaning कि अगर मैं summation of m into ri का स्क्वायर का समेशन करता हूं. So this is just to make the thing simpler. I have summation of m x I square, so this is I square. Then I have summation of m, we have now y I square. So this is what we find. अब ये जो ऑपरेशन है from here to here, you can expand it like this also, or you can say कि in this equation we will consider various particles and sum up the left hand side and right hand side terms. See what this turns into. ये आप देख रहे हैं कि if you take the particle of mass m and find out कि what r basically gives to you, it is something like this. देखिए ये हमारे पास है, ये x distance है, ये y distance है, ये z distance. So when I say that I have a particle somewhere here, तो इस पार्टिकल का आप देखेंगे that if this was the x axis, this was y axis and this was the z axis, और इसमें अगर पार्टिकल यहां पहले xy प्लेन में लाई करता है, so here is the xy plane, so this is xy plane, so the particle lies here in the xy plane, ये है x, ये है y, so this is the distance of particle from x axis, this distance is y, this is the distance of the particle from x axis, this distance is this is the distance of particle from x axis, it is y, and this is the distance of particle from y axis, it is x. अब ये जो डिस्टेंस आप ले रहे हैं, ये वाली डिस्टेंस, और इसी पार्टिकल को इस प्लेन में से थोड़ा बाहर ले आए इधर की तरफ, पैरेलल टू इटसेल्फ, यू विल एग्री विद मी कि जो ये डिस्टेंस है, दिस इज द डिस्टेंस ऑफ द पार्टिकल लाइक दिस, इट इज द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द जेड एक्सिस. तो अगर आप इस पॉइंट को बाहर प्रोजेक्ट करके ले आते हैं, यू आर फाइंडिंग कि जो मेरा थंब है ये जेड एक्सिस को टच कर रहा है, और जो मेरी ये फिंगर है इट इज टचिंग द पार्टिकल. सो दीज आर ऑल डिस्टेंसेस व्हिच यू आर टेकिंग फ्रॉम द जेड एक्सिस. आई विल सी कि जो ये क्वांटिटी है, इन दिस मैनर दिस क्वांटिटी इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ दिस रिजिड बॉडी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू जेड एक्सिस. और यू विल एग्री विद मी कि दिस इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया, क्योंकि जो x है इट इज द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम y एक्सिस. x is the distance from y axis, don't confuse it here, so it becomes iy, and what you see is that y is the distance. See, y is the distance from x axis, this is x axis, this is y axis, so x is the distance from y axis, so I write this as iy. Then y is the distance from x axis, I write this as ix, and r you will agree कि जो ये r है, this r is the distance from the z axis. अगर यहां आप देखते हैं कि इट इज गोइंग टू बी डिस्टेंस, अगर ये पार्टिकल इस प्लेन में लाई करता है XY प्लेन में, तो ये ओरिजिन से डिस्टेंस हो रही है, लेकिन जैसे ये मास पार्टिकल या मास पॉइंट आगे बढ़ता है एंड इट कम्स टू लाई इन द स्पेस, यू विल सी कि इट बिकम्स द डिस्टेंस ऑफ दिस फ्रॉम द Z एक्सिस. यू हैव अराइव्ड ऑन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिजल्ट. इस रिजल्ट को जब आप अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे, यू विल से दैट दिस रिजल्ट व्हिच वी कॉल एज द थ्योरम ऑफ परपेंडिकुलर एक्सिस, इट टेल्स अस कि अगर हमारे पास एक रिजिड बॉडी है, उस रिजिड बॉडी के थ्रू हमारे पास 3 एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन पॉसिबल हैं. वन ऑफ देम इज एक्स एक्सिस, अदर इज वाई एक्सिस एंड द लास्ट इज जेड एक्सिस. फिर जो सम ऑफ इसका मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया होता है अलोंग द 2 एक्सिस व्हिच आर perpendicular to each other, like x-axis is perpendicular to y-axis, then that sum is equal to its moment of inertia with respect to an axis which is perpendicular to both of them. So the moment you see that the moment of inertia with respect to x-axis has been determined, the moment of inertia with respect to y-axis has been determined. When we add these two moment of inertias, we obtain the moment of inertia of a rigid body with respect to another axis which is perpendicular to either of them. So what is perpendicular to x-axis as well as y-axis is the z-axis. So I write Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. This is something going to be very important in our further dealings with various shapes of the rigid bodies. जहां मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया निकालते हैं, वहां पर अगर हमारे पास दो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शियाज हमें रिजिड बॉडी के पता हैं, one is along x axis, other is along y axis, then their sum gives the moment of inertia with respect to an axis perpendicular to the both of them. So this is the theorem of perpendicular axis. Now we take up the other theorem. This is theorem of parallel axis. फिर से देखें कि इमेजिन रिजिड बॉडी जिसका मास है कैपिटल M, और दिस रिजिड बॉडी हैज समवेयर अ पॉइंट, जिस पॉइंट को हम इसका सेंटर ऑफ मास कहते हैं. वी पास एन एक्सिस थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ मास, और लेट वी कॉल दिस एज द सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी. अगर डेंसिटी यूनिफॉर्म है और रिजिड बॉडी का साइज बहुत बड़ा नहीं है, देन सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी कोइंसाइड्स विद सेंटर ऑफ मास. So I call this point as G, and I call this axis, जिस axis के साथ अगर हम moment of inertia लेते हैं, that is Ig becomes the moment of inertia of this rigid body with respect to an axis passing through its center of mass. We can also call it as ICM. ICM means moment of inertia of the rigid body with respect to axis passing through center of mass. But there is another axis here जो इसी axis के parallel है. Condition is कि it should be parallel to it, और दोनों के बीच में जो distance है that distance is a, और इस axis को जैसे हमने change किया यहां से लेके यहां, the moment of inertia will change, and let the moment of inertia with respect to this axis be Ip. P stands for an axis which is parallel to that passing through the center of mass. So I would like to find a relation between Ip and ICM or Ip and Ig. इस relation को हम theorem of parallel axis कहेंगे. Now what I see is कि अगर मैं यहां पर एक particle लेता हूं rigid body पर, I imagine कि ये जो distance है, this distance is कि with respect to the axis passing through center of mass, the distance of this particle whose mass is m, and let this distance be equal to x. And I find कि अगर हमें इस एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया निकालना होगा, that moment of inertia which I call as the moment of inertia with respect to an axis passing through the center of mass, you will agree with me that it will be summation of m x square. So this is x is the distance of different particles of this rigid body. हम assume कर रहे हैं of equal mass. You could also have called it as m1 और mi xi square, तो लेकिन मैं इसको m into xi square लिख रहा हूं. So that way we have the moment of inertia of this rigid body with respect to an axis passing through the center of mass. Now I would also like to determine what is Ip equal to. Ip you will agree will be equal to that Ip जो moment of inertia इस rigid body का इस respect में होगा. अगर हम इसी particle की distance लेते हैं with respect to this axis now, it will be equal to x plus a, क्योंकि ये distance a है. So it is x plus a. So this would be equal to summation of m into x plus a whole square, because the moment of inertia is the summation of the product of mass and distance square. So for further you could call it as xi square. Now what I further do is कि अगर मैं इस expression को अगर मैं use करूं, तो I would write from this expression, इसको आप रहने दें, इसकी बात करते हैं. I would write Ip is equal to, देखिए ये क्या हो जाएगा, this will be summation of m into xi square plus a square plus twice axi. This means that I have used the formula a plus b whole square, which is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now this would be equal to, given by ip is equal to, देखिए when you expand this, so this will be like this, summation of m into xi whole square plus m into a square plus 2am into xi and so on. तो ये जो summation है, this will be now taken term by term. So I could write summation of mxi square, then I have summation of m a square, then I have summation of 2am xi like this. अब ये जो प्रोडक्ट है, इस प्रोडक्ट में आप देखेंगे कि दिस m इंटू एक्स आई स्क्र समेशन इज ऑलरेडी ICM. तो ये टर्म अब ICM बन गई. जो ये टर्म है, यहां पर अगर मैं ऐसे करूं दैट आई टेक m a स्क्र विच इज ए कांस्टेंट, अगर मैं इसको ऐसे करूं a स्क्र, सो दिस समेशन ऑफ different mass points, the sum of different masses becomes equal to the total mass of the rigid body. So I can call this sum of all the mass points as capital M, which is total mass of the rigid body. So in the next step I'll do ICM plus this will become now a square multiplied by capital M. Capital M is the total mass of the rigid body. Now this quantity is of interest. इस quantity में अगर मैं a को common निकालता हूं, so I get a and 2 out, so I have 2a into summation of mxi. What is the summation of mxi? It is the product of the various distances of different mass points which constitute this rigid body with respect to the distance of these mass points from this axis. तो अगर यहां मैं एक और mass point लेता हूं, say I call this as m1 x1. Then I have here another point, this is m2 x2. I have here another point, it is m3 x3. I have another point here, this is m4 x4 and so on. So what you are doing is you are taking different mass points like this and you are finding their values of x, like I can call this as m6 x6. So this is m5 x5. Or you are adding up the values of products of various mass points with respect to the distance from the axis passing through center of mass, and this product becomes equal to 0. The sum of moments, इसको हम moment कहते हैं. Moment is कि when I take the product of a mass point and a distance, I call it as the moment with respect to this mass point. So the sum of moments of all the mass points with respect to an axis of rotation passing through the center of mass is 0. So I can say that whenever I take the summation of mi, xi, as I am showing the red values of m's masses and the x, this becomes equal to 0 provided the choice which you have made, जो आप axis choose कर रहे हैं, that axis is the axis passing through center of mass. A very simple physical explanation of this is कि जो axis center of mass के through pass करता है, वो axis एक symmetric axis है. जो mass की distribution है, उस mass की distribution with respect to that axis becomes equally, say on the right of it and on the left of it, on the front of it, on the back of it, it becomes equal. तो जब हम इन एक्सिस की बात करते हैं, if I take the axis, the distance to the right as positive, this distance to the left as negative, maybe they will cancel out each other. Similarly, if I take this distance to the right as positive, this distance to the left as negative, they will cancel out each other. And this cancellation becomes significant in making this product equal to 0. अब आप फर्दर बात करते हैं कि जब ये टर्म 0 बन जाती है, ये टर्म, so this term becomes equal to 0, क्योंकि इसका रीजन आप दोगे that the sum of moments of all masses या all mass points of the rigid body with respect to axis passing through center of mass is 0, so you have obtained the result. The result now looks like this. What it looks like is we see that moment of inertia of this rigid body with respect to an axis which is parallel to the axis passing through center of mass is equal to moment of inertia of the given body or of the given rigid body with respect to axis passing through the center of mass plus the product of mass of the rigid body and square of distance between the two axes. इसी को आप इसका थ्योरम ऑफ पैरेलल एक्सिस का स्टेटमेंट मान सकते हैं. So what the theorem of parallel axis says? It says that moment of inertia of a rigid body with respect to an axis which is passing through a point parallel to the axis passing through center of mass is equal to the moment of inertia with respect to axis passing through center of mass plus here means I am writing plus plus the product of mass of the rigid body and square of distance between the two given parallel axes. This way we have now the second theorem जिसको हम theorem of parallel axis कहते हैं, and this deriving the result should be very simple to you, not anything new in this. मगर ये property आप याद रखें that when we take the sum of moments with respect to the axis passing through center of mass, this sum of moments becomes zero. अगर आप एक टू पार्टिकल सिस्टम लेते हैं, ये एक टू पार्टिकल सिस्टम है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसमें एक m1 है, इसमें एक m2 है. When I see that what is the value of x1 for this, so this is x1, this is the value of x2 for this is x2. आपको याद होगा that when I say xcm, this xcm becomes m1 x1 plus m2 x2 divided by m1 plus m2. अगर मैं इस xcm को 0 पुट करूं, what is xcm? xcm is, now I am going to obtain some value of xcm which becomes a distance, say from here, ये है हमारे पास m1, so this is m1, so this is from this origin, इस origin से अगर हम ये distance लेते हैं, so this is xcm. अगर मैं xcm की वैल्यू 0 पुट करता हूं, that means I shift this point O, I shift it to this cross. So I have brought the value of xcm equal to 0. What does that mean? That means when I put this xcm equal to 0, I get m1 x1 plus m2 x2 equal to, देखिए m1 plus m2 into 0 0 हो जाएगा. Here is a result which shows कि sum of moments of the particles m1 and m2 with respect to a center of mass or with respect to, if we put it into rotation and call this as the axis passing through center of mass, and that sum of moments would be equal to 0. This is the result which we can then use for various points for a two-dimensional or a three-dimensional distribution as well. अब इस result को और theorem of perpendicular axis को हम किस तरह से apply करते हैं in describing the moment of inertia of various shapes and various rigid bodies, that is to be seen. We will take up different rigid bodies, like we can take a disc or a rod or a cylinder or a cone or a lamina or a slab. So those different shapes, या sphere या hollow sphere, so those need the clear understanding of theorem of parallel axis and theorem of perpendicular axis, besides the other properties of moment of inertia. Now we will use the theorem of parallel and perpendicular axis or definition of moment of inertia for finding moment of inertia of a thin rod. A very simple procedure which you will see is कि अगर मैं एक Cartesian plane लेता हूँ, this is the Cartesian plane, so this is x-axis, this is y-axis. I place a thin rod which lies along the x-axis like this, but this thin rod has a total mass m, so mass of a rod is equal to m. Let its length be L, so length of rod is equal to L, then mass per unit length would be equal to m by L. अब यहाँ पर एक एलिमेंट ले लेते हैं, this is an element which is element dx. dx in the sense that ये एलिमेंट एक असल में एक छोटा मास पॉइंट है, और if you have to find out कि इस एलिमेंट dx का मास कितना होगा, दैट आई कैन फाइंड लाइक दिस, मास ऑफ एलिमेंट dx, ये एलिमेंट का नाम है dx, और इस क्वांटिटी को हम डिनोट कर सकते हैं फिर बाद में dm से. सो द मास ऑफ एलिमेंट dx वुड बी इक्वल टू m by l into dx. So this is mass per unit length multiplied by dx. So अगर mass per unit length है 1 gram per centimeter, or for example we take dx equal to 0.5 centimeter, so it will be 1 gram per centimeter multiplied by 0.5 centimeter and so on. Now this mass of the element which gives me an elementary mass dm, I see कि अगर मैं इस एलिमेंट का इस एक्सिस y एक्सिस के रेस्पेक्ट में डिस्टेंस लेता हूं, लेट दिस डिस्टेंस बी x. अब ये जो y एक्सिस है, दिस नाउ हैज टर्न्ड इनटू द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. सो अगर आप याद करें कि व्हाट वाज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया फॉर a continuous mass distribution, we denoted moment of inertia like this. It is integration of r square dm. This way we have to find out कि what is the moment of inertia. It is distance square, ये r को यहाँ हम x से डिनोट कर रहे हैं, और dm is the elementary जो mass point है उसका जो वैल्यू है, that is dm. We multiply it to r square and then we integrate with the suitable limits. So therefore I can say, therefore moment of inertia of rod with respect to, इस केस में जो ये एक्सिस है, it is y dash becomes equal to integration of r square जी की जगह मैं x square लिख देता हूं, so is equal to x square into dm, right? और जो ये x square into dm है, इसमें आप देखें कि we have to give the limits to the value of x, which will be कि अगर आप यहाँ इस रॉड की लेंथ लेते हैं l, then you will agree with me कि this distance is l by 2, और जो ये डिस्टेंस है ये भी l by 2 है. So that way ये डिस्टेंस भी l by 2 है और ये भी l by 2 है. They are both equal. This is l by 2. So I can say कि अगर मुझे अब लिमिट्स देनी है, I'll give the limits to values of dx from minus l by 2 to plus l by 2, and I can write this expression like this, integration from minus l by 2 to plus l by 2. जब dm को आप सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हो as we have m by l into dx, तो हम वैल्यूज जो dx को दे रहे हैं, दैट इज फ्रॉम माइनस l by 2 टू प्लस l by 2. जो कैपिटल m और स्मॉल l है, दे आर कॉन्स्टेंट्स, तो इसको मैं इंटीग्रल के बाहर रिमूव करता हूं, एंड आई हैव इंटीग्रेशन फ्रॉम माइनस l by 2 टू प्लस l by 2 ऑफ x square with respect to x. What is integration of x square? It is x cube divided by 3, so this becomes m by l into integration of x square is x cube divided by 3 between the limits plus l by 2 to minus l by 2. Let's put the values. So we obtain the moment of inertia I of this rod. So I call this as I. This is I with respect to, ये जो I हमारा है, it is along the y axis, जो इसका एक axis of rotation है, and that axis of rotation you can see is passing through midpoint of the rod. So this becomes equal to, so I is equal to now m by l into, देखिए पहले मैं x की जगह l by 2 लिखता हूं, so this will become l by, जब आप x क्यूब करते हो उसको l by 2 का क्यूब, so it will become l cube by 8, ये बना इसकी वैल्यू, divided by 3, then I have minus, ये फॉर्मूला का माइनस है, और when I substitute minus l by 2, so this will become minus l cube by 8, minus l by 2 divided by 3. Finally, what will be the result? The result will be that moment of inertia becomes m by l into, ये बनेगा l cube by 24, l cube by 24, minus into minus will be plus, so it is plus l cube by 24. So this way the final answer will be m by l into, so ये twice l cube by 24 हो जाएगा, which becomes l cube, और यहाँ से l cancel हो जाएगा, this will be l square and this will be 12. So your answer is ml square by 12. That means the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to the midpoint, जो इसका center है, which I can also call as the moment of inertia of the rod with respect to its center of mass. क्योंकि जब हम इस rod को एक uniform distribution mass की मानते हैं, इसका center of mass इसके midpoint पर होगा. This we have already proved as a result in one of the lectures. You can refer back, and we find that moment of inertia of the rod with respect to the center of mass is equal to ml square by 12. This one result. We could also now think of the other point which becomes sometimes a relevant point, जिसको अगर हम ये एक rod लेते हैं, instead of putting an axis here or rotating it like this, let me put an axis and rotate it like this. तो आप देखें जो ये full length हम ले रहे हैं, we are trying to pass an axis of rotation with respect to one of the ends of the rod. So I call that moment of inertia which is with respect to one of its ends as I end. तो ये देखें, ये हमारे पास एक rod of length L. So this is the rod of length L. ये मैंने एक axis pass किया और we are now trying to move the rod with respect to this axis. Let me call this axis as IP. I already know कि जो ये moment of inertia है, which is ICM. CM, you understand, is the center of mass of this rod, और rod की जो length है, that total length is equal to L. That you understand. And this way, what you find is कि जो ICM की value हम निकाल चुके हैं, that ICM value is already equal to ml square by 12. ये जो distance है, this distance is L by 2. If I state the theorem of parallel axis says that IP is equal to ICM plus m into a square. What will be the value in this case? In this case, IP, which I also call as I end, ये इसका end है, of the rod becomes equal to ICM, we have already found, is equal to ml square by 12 plus m into a की value है L by 2, so this is L by 2 whole square. So that way I end, the moment of inertia of the rod with respect to the end becomes ml square is common, यहाँ आपके पास है 1 by 12 plus यहाँ हो जाएगा 1 by 4. So I can take an LCM of 12 and 4, so that will be equal to 12 itself. So that way what I get, ml square into, यहाँ आपने 12 और 4 का LCM लिया, so this is 12, this becomes 1 plus 3, so this becomes 4 by 12 is 3, 1 by 3, so this is ml square by 3. This becomes the moment of inertia of the rod with respect to one of the ends. अब इस रिजल्ट को आप देखते हैं कि the moment we think of moment of inertia as that physical quantity जो डिसाइड करता है कि एक ऑब्जेक्ट कितना रेजिस्ट करेगा एक रोटेशन को, वैसे ही जैसे मास डिसाइड करता है कि एक ऑब्जेक्ट कितना रेजिस्ट करेगा ट्रांसलेशनल मोशन को, तो आप उसको इंटरप्रेट कर सकते हो कि विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वन ऑफ द एंड्स ऑफ द रॉड द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इज a quantity which is higher, and with respect to the center of the rod the moment of inertia is a quantity which is lesser. So accordingly you can interpret the tendency of rotation of this case. So this way we have applied the theorem of parallel axis and the basic definition of moment of inertia for determining the moment of inertia of a thin rod. We will take up some more shapes in the coming lecture. Thank you.